So today I am excited to welcome Yolanda Armstrong. She is the president and chief executive officer of one of the nation's oldest settlement houses, Friendly Inn Settlement, located in the center of Cleveland's central neighborhood. Yolanda has devoted her career to the field of social work. Through her service and work, she has received numerous awards, including the Champion of Central Award, the Mount Zion of Oakwood Village Hero of Faith Award, Women of Color Foundation Star Award, the Omega Psi Phi Zeta Omega Chapter Community Leader Award, and so many others from our community for the work that she has done. She was also named one of the most influential persons in the 15th edition of Who's Who in Black Cleveland in 2023. She is a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Inc. and serves on several nonprofit boards, such as the Women of Color Foundation, Greater Cleveland Drug Court, Shine, which focuses on uplifting women from all walks of life, and is the president and CEO of CKY Consulting LLC. We are also proud to call her a graduate of the Leadership Cleveland class of 2024. In an interview, Yolanda shared one of her favorite motivational quotes. Always pray to have eyes that see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith in God. And knowing her, she demonstrates this quote in her leadership. Please welcome Yolanda.
Hello. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Okay, great. First of all, I just want to thank Leadership Cleveland for allowing me the opportunity to talk about something that is very near and dear to my heart, the Friendly Inn Settlement and being of servant leadership. I'm so excited about the work that we're doing at the Friendly Inn Settlement. And for those of you who may not know much about it, you'll have an opportunity to preview a video that we put together, which I consider to be the quality of life of what's going on in Central, as well as some of the services that we provide at Friendly Inn. For those of you who do not know, we are celebrating 150 years of service to the Central neighborhood. It is truly a blessing, and I'm so excited about the opportunities that we have experienced earlier this year, as well as what is forthcoming for the Friendly Inn Settlement. So at this time, I'd like to ask Rachel to put in the video where we talk about and you get to learn more about the Friendly Inn Settlement and its history.
Welcome to the Friendly Inn Settlement Incorporated, the oldest sustaining settlement house in the country and a beacon of community support and empowerment. The Friendly Inn Settlement was founded in 1874 by members of the Women's Christian Temperance Union, or WCTU, to provide a liquor-free gathering place for poor European immigrant residents in the surrounding neighborhoods. Amongst its founders were Mrs. John D. Rockefeller, Mrs. Horatio Ford, Mrs. Flora Stone Mather, and Mrs. George Worthington. They were members of the WCTU, a movement which was active in the establishment of settlement houses during that era. Originally called the Temperance Coffee House and Lunchroom, the Friendly Inn was one of the city's first settlement houses, and today is the longest continuously serving settlement house in the United States. The charitable work of members of the WCTU resulted in the establishment of multiple locations of the Friendly Inn within Cleveland at 634 St. Clair Street, 34 River Street, and 71 Central Place. These affluent women reportedly left their coachmen and drivers, setting out on their own to mingle with the poor, pass out food, and read passages from the Bible. Friendly Inn and other settlement houses encourage residents to read, participate in job training, GED programs, and social activities. Groups like the WCTU would eventually become the spokespeople for the Prohibition era and evolve to become the Women's Philanthropic Union, or WPU. Endowment from the WPU has been a continuous source of revenue for the Friendly Inn, supplemented by program grants and private donations. Today, at 150 years young and located in the heart of the CMHA estates, Friendly Inn has primarily served thousands in the Central and Fairfax communities. along with other surrounding neighborhoods in Cuyahoga County, with the support of local organizations, schools, and religious institutions. Present day, the central neighborhood has a population of 11,689, a mainly black population making up 88.9%, a median household income under $11,000 compared to Cleveland's income of $30,000. 77% of families with children living below the federal poverty line, and 9 out of 10 residents living at or below 200% lower than the federal poverty line. To improve these statistics, the programs we offer are designed to cultivate, plant, and nurture individuals and families in the community.
Hi, Friendly Inn is a good place. You should let everybody know. And it's activities that's really, really fun that you can do.
Hi guys, my name is Arbrit and I'm the stepmaster of Miss D's step thing. First thing, you have to be confident, you have to be yourself, and you don't have to be that scared. And I became stepmaster because I was confident and first thing I was kind of scared, but when I first doing it, I really wasn't scared. So all you gotta do is be yourself and be confident, and this when you perform, just give it all your all, and just don't be scared.
So just moving a little bit further about some of our programming, we have youth programs that go on daily here at our organization. We have a lot of wonderful youth that come from the community, from the various schools that are in the area. If you're familiar with the central area, we have Alfred Benish, we have Sterling, and then we also have George Washington Carver. And then our high school is East Tech. As we continue to provide services in the community, the other thing that I think you may have noticed in the video is our food pantry. Our food pantry has been open now for over 15 years. We provide food twice a week. We're one of the few agencies that are able to do that. Just recently during the COVID, we served not only folks that lived right here in Central, but we also served those who had lost their jobs and were in need of food and emergency assistance. And so we served throughout Cuyahoga County. Some of the other programs that we have are our Moms First programs, our Moms Quit for Two, Help Me Grow, and then our Parents as Teachers program. Those programs are programs that address the issues of maternal and infant health, as well as addressing the importance of decreasing babies who may not live for full term because of other situations or circumstances that affect them. And because of that fact, we are doing the best we can to make sure that we defeat the number of kids that we have lost in the past as it relates to maternal health and infant health. Some of our other program is community-based services. We have a partnership with the CMHA, and with CMHA, our partnership consists of trying to help families with their rent, with their utilities, as well as helping with, so some of our families that have jobs and they do not have a car, then we will do our best to make sure we get bus tickets out to them so that they have transportation. Many times people ask me, what is it that I can do to help the Friendly Inn Settlement? A lot of people know the work that we do and have gone on our website. So our website, by the way, is www.thefriendlyinn.com. If you go on that website, you can learn more about all of our program services. And we'll also be introduced to the 150th anniversary celebration that we're celebrating this year. This year, we had planned a year-long of activities for our organization. And if you're not doing anything this Friday, I'm sure many of you are very much aware of Wait Over Wednesdays. Well, 2 years ago, it came to my mind that I wanted to do something for the people in this community that may not have an opportunity to go to Wait Over Wednesday. So guess what? Last month, we started our Friendly Fridays with Hub's Groove. And so this Friday, if you are available, come on out and join us. We have folks who have grown up in this community. Some have left and have come back. and are donating their time to serve others on Friday. We have hot dogs, hamburgers. We have the wonderful Hubs Groove who will be playing. We have Marvin Williams who will be doing a wonderful job at teaching people how to line dance. And we just want people to just grab their lawn chairs and come on over and just relax and enjoy the afternoon. I have to say, during the beginning of the year, we were blessed with the opportunity to have Night Out with the Cavs and was recognized by the Cavaliers at one of their games during Black History Month. That was a great opportunity for our organization because we also had the opportunity to raise dollars through their 50-50 raffle. We also partnered with an organization in April for the solar eclipse viewing party. That was a great opportunity to come together with those in the community to educate our young people who actually had the day off. It was a great experience for our young people to see the solar eclipse. That's something that they have never seen before. And so just being able to partner with organizations like the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Western Reserve Links organization, which actually sponsored that program with the help of NASA. It was a great experience for our young people. We've also have had opportunities to do a community hot meal program. We have a partnership right now with our councilman, Richard Starr, that we're providing hot meals for our seniors in the community. And so I have to tell you, last year, starting in November, when we were asked to participate, we had to feed over 1,000 seniors in 1 month. But it was an awesome experience. I'm sure you all have heard that saying by Dr. Martin Luther King, to whom much is given, much is required, as well as, of course, that's coming from the Bible, reflecting from there, but then also that service is the rent that you pay to live on this earth. I truly believe that the staff here at Friendly Inn and myself truly believe that service is so important in our community now more than ever with all that is happening. But at this time, if you have any questions, because I could go on forever and talk about the work that we do in our organization, but just being of service to organizations, I think that is so fulfilling when you're able to help others that are in need.
Yolanda, thank you. So let's jump in. How many people does Friendly Inn serve annually?
Right now, we are over 7,000 people that we serve annually in our organization. Many folks come to our agency for not just our program services, but they also come to utilize our facility for different events. We have a lot of major events that go on here, especially when it's time for kids to go back to school. We have a big Ward 5 festival event that goes on in August. We have a Harvest Fest for our youth around Halloween time. And then, of course, during the new year, when it's time for the kids to go back to school, we do a back to school program where they get their hair done, they get their hair cut, the girls get their hair done. And then also backpacks, distributing backpacks. And then, of course, at the holiday season, we give out food baskets as well as gifts during Christmas time.
And how does one access your services? How do folks learn about you?
So a lot of people learn about us through word of mouth, especially when they meet people that have utilized our service, but you can always go to our website at www.thefriendlyinn.com. You can also call us at 216-431-7656.
And as you see patterns of usage and folks coming through the door, what are some of the programs that are the most utilized?
Youth programming for sure. If you know anything about the central area, our youth come in contact with a lot of different things that go on in the community that are not the greatest thing, but I've discovered that it's happening all over. And so being able to have an after school program for our young people so that they're not busy doing something that they shouldn't be doing has made a major impact for our youth. The other thing that we have that the young people just experienced last week, but we do every year, except during COVID, is our HBCU college excursion program. Kids get to go for free for that program. My predecessor, Geraldine Burns, started that program over 30 years ago. And so it's so wonderful when I meet people who tell me how Friendly Inn saved their life because Geraldine Burns started that program and gave them and inspired them to want to go to college, let alone an HBCU, and to accomplish their goals and then come back and share their story here at Friendly Inn.
So I would love for you to expand on the aspects of that program.
So our HBCU program, like I said, started over 30 years ago. And it's a program that where we have our leadership come together and decide on what schools the students will visit that year. Many times we'll ask the students, which are usually 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, which school they would be interested in seeing, and then trying to put a roadmap together as far as where the schools are located. In the past, we've had young people that have had the opportunity to go from Atlanta to Washington, D.C. This past, not too long ago, they've gone to North Carolina to HBCU colleges that they've attended, that they'd like to attend, and then also just have an interest of. Many times, the colleges, we try to call them like in January to prepare for this June outing. We typically have 4 colleges that young people are visiting. There are about 30 students that get to go on this trip. And then we have about 10 chaperones that assist us. We have volunteers from the community. We have folks from the school district that take the time out in their summer schedule to be a part of that. They visit not only the college, but then they also have an opportunity to visit some of the interesting museums that are in each city that they're visiting. It's a great opportunity for them to just be able to see what it would be like to attend college, so they get a chance to talk to students on campus, things of that nature.
What a fantastic opportunity, and all of the programs that you're offering to the community. As you look at your funding model, like how are your programs funded? Where do you have needs?
So majority of our funding comes from grants. But as you know, a lot of people right now aren't giving like they used to. Um, in the video, it mentions WPU, the Women's Philanthropic Union. They are our biggest donor in our organization. When I took this position 5 years ago, and I noticed that was the one thing that this organization needed most, is to be able to reach out and meet new people and to get new donors on board. And so this year, having this opportunity to meet and greet corporate, private sector folks, to talk about Friendly Inn Settlement, we're starting now to increase the number of community partners as well as donors within our organization. So I'm very excited about that, because again, when I came to the organization originally, we had one major donor, and then the rest of the funding came from grants.
You had mentioned earlier many of the youth in Central experiencing quite a few challenges. Can you share a bit more insight into what are some of the greatest needs that you're seeing around the Central neighborhood?
So I would say the greatest need for many of the kids in the community is when they have been affected by trauma, needing mental health services. We've had the opportunity to start a mental health service, but recently had to put it on hold because we're getting ready to embark upon a new partnership with another organization so that we can continue our mental health and substance abuse services. The other thing that youth face is that when they don't have anything to do after school, they find themselves in trouble, getting involved with the wrong people, getting involved with gangs, doing things that really puts them truly at risk of getting in trouble and actually possibly getting a record. I'm happy to say this year is our first year. We're actually running a juvenile justice program this year, where we're working with kids who have been in the juvenile justice system and now are being acclimated back into the community. And so our responsibility is to help them get acclimated back into the community, as well as trying to help them get back in school, get a job, doing training and development with them, and then trying to really just help them see things in a different light. That just because they've they were in the system, that now that they're out, they have an opportunity to move in the right direction, and that people will not shun them because of what they've already experienced. They paid their dues, and now they're trying to be positive and move forward. And our organization is here to help them do that.
With such great needs across the neighborhood, I would imagine that collaborating and partnering with some of the other organizations in the neighborhood would be necessary. Can you speak to some of those partnerships and collaborations that you are a part of?
Oh, most definitely. Well, first and foremost, I have to mention PNC. If you know anything about Central, you know we do not have a bank in this area. And so through uh, Cleveland leadership and having been in the Cleveland leadership 2024 class, I had the opportunity to meet a vice president from PNC. We sat down and talked about the needs of the community, and now we have a mobile banking service that comes to our organization once a week. And at first it started off slow, but around here, people pick up by word of mouth, and now they're here and definitely have at least 25 to 30 transactions that may go on, and opportunities to meet and greet people in the community to share their services and what they provide. Another partnership that we have is with an organization, Western Reserve Links. Every 3 months, in the past 4 years, they have provided some type of health wellness program for those in the community, whether it's addressing issues of diabetes, prostate cancer, mammograms. Having the opportunity to have partners like that to help the people in this community become more aware of what's going on with them, and then encouraging them to go to the doctor, was very much needed in this community. The other partnership that we have is with another organization that we're actually building right now, and that's with Cleveland Clinic. As the video mentioned, we have a food program. And even though we get some funding from Hunger Network, which is a great partnership, we have more and more people that are in need of food, and we have a lot of big families. And so right now we're needing volunteers to not only just help us put packages together, but also to be able to help us order the food, get the food off the truck, and then also to be able to help our seniors. Many of our seniors can't get to our agency for food. And so many of us, starting back during COVID, began taking our own cars, our own vehicles, and taking food to seniors. So I'm happy to say we have now a 15-passenger bus that now we'll be able to try to do that. But we're going to need people to help us drive the bus to get to those seniors, and then also to be able to help with our Rosie's Girls program. We have a program, we've been doing this for 3 years now, and Rosie's Girls program is another youth program for all girls. And it's a program that addresses, well, really teaching our young girls about career opportunities that typically men would do, which we're talking about construction and manufacturing, but letting them envision the fact that they could actually go into that field as well. We've had several people who are architects, women who have come and spoke at our agency to our young girls. They've actually, through NAMAC, who has been a great sponsor these past 3 years, that have supported us with bringing in certified construction trainers to teach our young girls how to make things with their hands and with drills and hammer and nails. And so the young ladies are very excited about that. And that program will start back up in the next week. It's in August, and it's usually a 2-week program, but we'd love to see it go to 6 weeks. Right now, we are in need of a playground. We have a playground. This building that we have was built in 2003. And so the organization, as you know, when we look at the infrastructure and things breaking down, one of the things that we need to upgrade, remove, and improve on is our playground area. So we're always looking for partners that are interested in supporting us in that area as well. Because of the grant funding situation, and I'm not sure how many people on the call who understand, when you receive funding from grants, many times they can't support things like a security system or an upgrade of the IT system, or purchasing a new HVAC system. And so these are things that with the 150th anniversary, our goal is to try to raise dollars to be able to pay for those items by improving those items, upgrading those items, so that we can continue to do the good work that we're doing in the community. So if people are interested in assisting us in that manner, that would be great. We always have time to meet and to help people with a tour of our facility, to meet our wonderful staff, which, by the way, I have to tell you that a lot of people, when you have an organization like this, many times we look for people in the community to be employed. And we're happy to say that we have at least 20% of the folks that work for our organization were born and raised right here in Central.
Are there opportunities for volunteer groups to spend a day in service with Friendly Inn?
Yes, especially if you know how to paint. Oh, most definitely. At one point in time, we had an organization that was trying to start a garden for us, and we'd like to go back to that. So if there's people that are interested in helping us create a garden for our young people, with the young people being a part of that, because we always want everything to be educational for them and to understand that, hey, they can grow different types of vegetables in their garden. So if someone has that expertise, because I do not, that would be great, because we think that's important for our young people to be able to learn that. Other volunteer opportunities really is just coming in, and when we have these big events that I just mentioned earlier, the Harvest Fest, during the holiday season, we always need people to help us pass out food, pass out the toys at Christmas time, to our young families, to the young people that we serve, as well as our families. And then also, ooh, we have over 1,000 people that attend our War 5 festival. And so we can always use volunteers to help us pass out the backpacks, clothing for shoes and clothes for kids that we receive. Um, if you just give us a call at 216-431-7656, find out what upcoming events that are coming up, you'll have an opportunity to hear about the things that we have coming up, as well as if people give us their email addresses, I can always make sure you get announcements through Constant Contact.
As you are celebrating 150 years of the organization and beginning to look ahead to what's next, what is that vision you have for the next 5 or so years of Friendly Inn?
Wow. So we have a list. There are things that we want to expand on. I think you heard in the video that Friendly Inn was once the place where people learned about basically the original workforce development, if you will. And so we've had the opportunity just recently to write a grant in relations to workforce development. That's something we want to do right here at the agency. So I'm envisioning a workforce development program, but I'm also envisioning building relationships with other manufacturers, those who are entrepreneurs and are seeking a place to have their businesses, trying to bring businesses here to the central area that's much needed. Not sure if you know, but we do not have a grocery store. And so in my vision, I would love to see a grocery store. And so we're trying to work collectively with other community partners to make sure that that happens. Um, Always expansion, because there's always need. And so expanding our services is very important to us, but then also making sure that we maintain the quality that we provide. Many people don't know, but we are COA accredited. And if you know anything about the COA accreditation, it takes almost a year to even get through that process. And you're accredited for every 3 years, you have to renew. And so I'm proud to say this organization has been accredited since 2015 with the COA accreditation. And so we can always use people to come and help us make sure that we're dotting our I's, crossing our T's when it comes to helping us with surveys, evaluating our services, and then be a part of some of our focus groups, because the next thing in my vision is planning our next 5-year strategic plan.
Yolanda, your passion for the work in the organization just comes through so clearly. And as you think about the work that you do, what brings you the greatest joy?
So what people don't know is that one, I came from poverty. I had grandparents who raised me. My mom was 15 years old when she had me, but she did not raise me. My grandparents did. And the one thing I have to say that my grandmother taught me is to be blessed with what you have, but then always strive for more, because we know that in all things through God, anything is possible. And so for me, being a servant leader has been very important. Those who've had the opportunity to review my resume or may know me in my career, I've spent 33 years being of service to many organizations that I am very proud to have served at, whether I was a clinical therapist to being president. What people don't know is that I've had the opportunity to be president of 2 African-American organizations, and I'm very proud of that. The Phyllis Wheatley Association, as well as the Friendly End Settlement. I spent 21 years at Ohio Guidestone, for those of you who know it as Ohio Guidestone, but when I started, it was Berea Children's Home. And I have to admit, I learned so much at that organization that I've been able to bless so many other people in the organizations that I've become affiliated with, and have being able to serve on different boards as well. So that's what brings me joy. That's my excitement, to be able to serve others, because I know where I came from, and I believe in giving back. That's so important, and that's something else that my grandmother taught me.
Well, Yolanda, we are so thankful and so proud to have you a part of our Cleveland community. And thank you to you and your team for all of the work you do for those you serve.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for having us. Thank you.